The Polish-Czech borderland is the only place in the world which has given shelter to two remarkable monuments located less than 100 kilometers away from each other. The paper mills in Duszniki-Zdroj in Poland and in Velke Losiny in the Czech Republic. Velke Losiny is a municipality in the Šumperk district. This picturesque village, located at the foot of the Jeseniki Mountains and considered one of the oldest and most famous Moravian spas, has over 450 years of tradition and history. Here are some of its key showplaces. An impressive castle, which is one of the most beautiful examples of Moravian Renaissance architecture. Baths known for their healing properties. And one of the oldest paper mills in Central Europe, where paper has been made in the traditional way continuously for 4 centuries to this day. The paper mill in Duszniki-Zdroj consists of 3 architecturally distinct parts. A residential and production building with drying rooms in the attic, a wooden drying house, and a many-sided entrance pavilion. In 1562, the year regarded as the first remarkable date for the local papermaking, Ambrosius Tepper sold his rights to the mill to Nicolaus Kretschmer. Nicolaus's successor was his son, Gregor. When a flood damaged the mill, he erected in 1605, within some of the walls of the old building, a new paper mill which could withstand any future floods. In 1607, Rudolf II of Habsburg, Holy Roman Emperor, granted Gregor Kretschmer and his brother Georg a coat of arms and shortly afterwards the title of nobleman, named von Scheckendorf. This distinction was exceptionally rare among papermakers. In 1706, the last representative of the Kretschmer family sold the paper mill to Johann Anton Heller. Anton Benedict, another papermaker, also came from the Heller family. During his time, a new type of mill called the Dutch mill was used to grind paper pulp. The machine could produce much more pulp, which resulted in significant benefits in production. This fact made Heller build a new large paper drying house, which was erected by the eastern wall of the existing mill around 1743. Anton Benedict Heller died in 1772, leaving the paper mill to Joseph Ossendorf, his son-in-law. Wall paintings in the 2 rooms in the mill attic presumably come from Ossendorf's times. Their authorship is attributed to Caspar Rathsman, a painter from Duszniki. What may draw attention there is the Old Testament scene of Joseph being tempted by Potiphar's wife, which may make some reference to Ossendorf as being an honest man, unshaken by temptation. Facades which decorate the mill from the west and north were probably created at the turn of the 18th and 19th century, when the mill was managed by Antonia Joseph Ossendorf. In 1822, and for 117 years to come, the paper mill was in the hands of the Weers family. Large-scale, in fact the largest, investments made by this family date back to 1905. At that time, the old paper mill was equipped with a cardboard machine. Probably also at that time, a mill wheel was replaced with a Francisca turbine. In the interwar period, the old mill became unprofitable, and in 1939, Karl Wehr sold it to the town of Duszniki-Zdroj. The last papermaker's dream was to create a museum in this historic building. This took place after World War II, thanks to the financial involvement of the Polish paper sector. In 1968, the first museum exhibitions were opened, and in 1971, a handmade paper facility was reconstructed. In recent years, the museum has become increasingly relevant for culture and tourism. Since 2001, the Paper Festival, attended by about 10,000 people, has been held in the museum's courtyard. Every year, the museum organizes about 10 exhibitions visited by nearly 70,000 tourists. In 2011, the President of Poland granted the mill the status of a Monument of History, considering it as one of Poland's most important monuments. This resulted in some efforts being made to include the paper mill in the UNESCO Heritage List. In 2017, 2 modern exhibitions were opened in the drying building. The first one is a gallery, the only such one in Poland, which is dedicated to the art of paper. The second exhibition provides a compendium of knowledge about Polish paper money. It includes a laboratory with equipment for testing today's banknotes and their security measures. For many years, the Museum of Papermaking has been famous for its paper handicraft activities. Visitors can create sheets of paper using the technology developed in the 13th century. Thanks to that, everyone can feel like a Duszniki-born paper maker. Velke Losiny, situated north of Szumperk in the picturesque valley of the Desna River, is one of the most visited places in the Jeseniki foothills. The place is famous not only for its abundant and interesting history, including a centuries-old spa tradition, but also for the many valuable cultural monuments. It is here where one of the oldest European paper mills is located, which produces paper using old handicraft techniques. The beginning of such production dates back to 1596. The whole paper mill complex consists of the main building of the mill. The basic parts, i.e. its peripheral walls, stairs and roof truss, probably date back to the beginning of the 17th century. The front to 1825. And 7 other buildings, mostly Baroque and classical styled, from the 18th and 19th centuries. The historical value of these buildings is much higher than the cultural and civilizational value of the preserved medieval handmade paper production techniques. During your visit to the mill, you can take a look at the production process with its methods which have not changed for centuries. Today, the manufactory in Velke Losiny is one of the oldest plants of its kind in Europe. Handmade paper is still produced here in a traditional way from cotton and flax. Due to its high quality and long-lasting durability, it is used in particular in arts for stylish personal and corporate correspondence, as representation paper for printing bibliophilic books, artistic manufacture and book restoration. Handmade paper and today's range of its exclusive products have attracted much popularity among the traditional Czech craftsmanship enthusiasts. Today, the manufacture of paper in the Velke Losiny mill involves a unique technology and at the same time is a real example of a more than 400-year-old tradition. This tradition is also cultivated by the Museum of Papermaking, established in 1987. Visitors to the museum can not only see the exhibition devoted to the history of paper and its manufacture, including models of various technological equipment, but also take part in paper-making workshops. Since the mid-1970s, the site with all its range has undergone costly reconstruction and renovation works, which are in progress even today. The unique area of this valuable technical monument, especially in terms of the 400-year continuity of traditional manual paper production, is unrivaled in Central Europe. In 2001, the government of the Czech Republic declared it a national cultural monument. Thus, the paper mill in Velke Losiny has become a candidate to be entered on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Another valuable monument is the Renaissance Castle, which was built in 1589 on the site of a former water fortress. The castle is three-winged, with an octagonal tower, arcaded courtyard and fresco-painted castle chapel. The banquet hall, with its beautiful coffered ceiling, the night room and the castle gallery leave their visitors with a remarkable impression. However, the large courtroom where the Inquisition sentenced women accused of witchcraft has links to a gloomy past. The thermal spa in Velke Losiny is one of the oldest and best-known Moravian thermal baths. It is famous for its unique sulfur springs and their therapeutic properties, as well as for its pleasant location at the foot of the Duszniki Mountains. The baths are located in the beautiful surroundings of a spa park with centuries-old and rare trees, and the newly built thermal park and spa situated nearby. Fewer than 30 paper mills have survived in Europe to this day. Among the existing paper mills, the ones in Duszniki-Zdroj, Velke Losiny and Hamburg, Germany, attract much interest. On the 1st of December 2017, all three of them signed letters of intent on their cooperation.